If we apply a constant force to an object, it accelerates at a rate A equal to 8.0 meters per second squared. What will be the object's rate of acceleration if, and we have 4 different situations, if the force is doubled, part B, the mass is doubled, part C, both the force and the mass is doubled, and part D, the force is doubled, but the mass is halved. Personally, I hated these problems whenever I had to deal with them the first time. Because you see, the only number they give you in the whole problem is that A, the acceleration is 8.0 meters per second squared. And they're asking you, how does the acceleration change, or how does it differ from this baseline of 8 meters per second squared when I change various things? All right, so never forget what's really going on here, right? There is some massive object. It could be a bowling ball, a person, or whatever, and it has some mass m, but in this problem, we actually don't know what m is, right? And there is some force pushing on this mass m, but again, we don't know what this force is. But what we are told is that this block is initially moving with an acceleration. Of course, it's in the same direction as the force, as it has to be, and that's going to be 8.00 meters per second squared. So the only piece of information that we're actually given as far as a number is the fact that the block is accelerating. So if you could picture this being a block, as time goes on, it goes faster, 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 because it's accelerating at this rate. Now, we have 4 different cases that we want to take. And the first case is basically when the force is doubled. Right? In other words, what this means is that we're basically going to substitute in and say that the new force, we're basically increasing this force, we're doubling the force that's initially applied to the block. So if a force F applies and gives this block an acceleration of 8 meters per second squared, what happens if we double the force? How will the acceleration change? Now, you could guess, of course, but as we get into more complex issues, like what if the force is doubled and the mass is halved? If you don't know the proper way to handle this, then more complex parts of the problem will basically be difficult for you to figure out in your head. So even if you think you know the answer, and you probably do know the answer from this, let's talk about how the proper way to do it mathematically. What we know to be true is that the force is equal to the mass times the acceleration. Now I'm going to drop the vector arrowheads because we know that they're in the same direction. We know they're vectors, and I'm going to end up forgetting to write these arrowheads every single time. We know that F is equal to ma. And what we want to do is study what's happening to the acceleration. So let's solve this equation for A. So A is going to be equal to F divided by m. All we do is divide both sides of this algebraic equation by m. So the acceleration that any block experiences is equal to the force applied divided by its mass. If I tell you the force and I tell you the mass, you divide them, and then you can tell me the acceleration. This comes from algebra, okay? If I change the force and change the mass, I can calculate the new acceleration. But in this case, we're basically taking, we know that when we apply some force F, which we don't know what it is, applied to some mass of the block m, which we don't know what it is, then we're getting this acceleration. This is what trips a lot of students up, because I want you to tell me what's happening, what new acceleration I get, but I don't know the force and I don't know the mass. So how do I do it? Okay, here's what you do. You say, all right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this force with a new force, which is 2 times the original force. Now the mass still stays the same, but I'm going to calculate some new acceleration when I take the original force and I replace it with double what it is. So I'm not told in the problem, I don't know what the force is, but that's okay. I use the placeholder F to be whatever force is applied, and now I'm going to see what happens whenever I double it and make it 2 times F. Now, from algebra, what you can see is that when I have 2 times F divided by m, I can write that. I can bring the 2 out here and then keep this fraction as F over m, right? Make sure you understand what I'm doing there. Because this is in the numerator, I can just drop it out in front because this is a fraction 2 over 1, and then you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottom. So of course I can drop it downstairs like this. Now, you see what I've got here. The acceleration in this case, when I've doubled the force, is going to be equal to 2 times the ratio F over m. But I already know that Newton's law is the acceleration is always given by F divided by m. So basically this quantity right here is equal to the original acceleration that I was given in my problem statement. right? Notice my problem statement. I was told that the original acceleration was 8 meters per second squared. So because I have F over m, I can say that this is equal to 8.00 meters per second squared. So what I can then say is that the new acceleration, I'll put new under here. I guess I could put new under here as well. The new acceleration is going to be equal to 2 times the original acceleration, which is 8.00 meters per second squared. So the new acceleration is 16 meters per second squared. Now, I think most of you probably would have guessed that this is the correct answer, because here, when I draw the picture like this, you can see this force is what's applying to the block to make the acceleration happen. So if you double the force, it kind of makes sense that you would double the acceleration, which is exactly what's happened. So yes, you can see it for part A, but like I say, if we double this and halve this, or multiply this by 3/4 and divide by, then it becomes difficult to figure out what to do, so we have to use math. And what we say is that the acceleration on any object is the force divided by m. I don't know what these numbers are, but I know that once we divide them, the answer is 8 meters per second squared. So if I double F, and then that's the same as 2 times the original acceleration, because F over m is the original acceleration given in the problem. So 2 times the 8 gives me 16. Another way of looking at it is to study the equation for acceleration. Originally, it was whatever the force is divided by whatever the mass is, and that gave me 8 meters per second squared. If I double the numerator, then the numerator is twice as big, so then the acceleration has to be twice as big, because this got bigger by 2, this got bigger by 2. So let's just make sure that we absolutely make sure we understand here. Let's pretend, we can make up any numbers we want. Let's pretend the force is 8 newtons and the mass is 1 kilogram. 8 divided by 1 is 8. That's what we were originally given for our acceleration. So we can kind of make up our own numbers. Let's pretend the force was 8, and let's pretend that the mass was 1. That gives us what we started with. Now, if we double the force, double of 8 is 16, and we have to keep the mass constant. 16 divided by 1 is 16. That's exactly the same answer. So you could do it many ways. You could do it the way I'm doing it here. You can make up numbers and double them and divide. You can do that too. So let's take a look at part B. Now in this part, we're going to talk about what happens if the mass is doubled. Right? The mass is doubled. So what we're going to do is the same sort of situation that we did right here. What we're going to say is that what happens if the acceleration when the mass is doubled, right? Well, originally it was going to be the original acceleration is force divided by mass. This is what we got right here. We just take F equals ma, solve for acceleration. But now what we're saying is instead of doubling the force, what we're going to do is double the mass. So here the force stays the same, and now I'm going to multiply the mass times 2, and I'm going to get some new acceleration from that. But now the 2 is on the bottom, so I can write this as 1/2 multiplied by the ratio F over m. Just make sure that this multiplies back to give me this. Multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. It's a great example of why in 7th and 8th grade we harped on learning fractions so much, because we learn how to multiply and divide, mix numbers, adding, subtracting, all of these things with fractions, and it's so boring at the time. It's because I'm here showing you that this is the same as 1/2 times this fraction, and you have to know to multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators and prove to yourself that this is the same thing. But you see, when I write it like this, then this quantity, F over m, in the original problem, again, is 8 meters per second squared. All right? So the new acceleration is going to be 1/2 of, what was this ratio? It was 8. Right? And 1/2 of 8 is 4 meters per second squared. So does this make sense to you? Well, if I have a situation where a given amount of force acting on a block produces this acceleration, if I double the mass, I have double the inertia, and then the force is not going to impart as much motion into it, or as much acceleration, because I've doubled the inertia here. And so the acceleration should be exactly cut in half when I double the mass, which is exactly what happens. So here I'm doing it mathematically. I'm saying, okay, the original acceleration is this. I double the mass. The fraction 1/2 comes out, and this ratio is just the 8, so it's 1/2 of 8, which is 4. But another way to think about it, if you remember, we said that in this situation, we can make up our own numbers. They weren't given in the problem, but we could say that the force is 8 newtons, and we could say that the mass is 1 newton. And we say that F divided by m, 8 divided by 1 is 8, which gives us the acceleration here. So what we could say as a double check is, again, if the original force is 8 newtons and the original mass is 1 newton, and then what we can do is we could say, let's double the mass and make it 2 newtons, right? Just as a double check. Then we could say that A is the force divided by the mass. The force stays the same at 8 newtons. We doubled the mass at 2 meters per second squared. And what do we get? 4, sorry, not meters per second squared. Working a little bit too fast. So the mass, we're doubling it. Sorry about that. I got all my units all mucked up. The mass here is 1 kilogram. Sorry about that. 1 kilogram right here. So 8 divided by 1, 8 divided by 1. The mass now becomes 2 kilograms. 2 kilograms. So newtons divided by kilograms, again, 8 divided by 2 is 4, and the unit we get meter per second squared. And we get exactly the same thing. So even though the problem didn't tell us the force or the mass, we can make up our own to give us whatever acceleration was given. So if you want to work in numbers, do that. If you want to work mathematically, like I'm kind of doing here, do that. Same thing. So these two are fairly easy, I think, to kind of guess the answer to. But let's take a look at part C, which is a little tricky. So now we can say, what happens if force and mass both double? Both double. So what we're saying is, since F equals ma, the acceleration is equal to F over m, right? And what we're going to say in this situation is that the force is going to be replaced with 2 times the original force, and the mass is going to be replaced with 2 times the mass. So what we get when we do that is we say the new acceleration, the force is going to now be doubled to 2 times the force, and the mass is going to be doubled to 2 times the mass. But notice that I have 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, so these can cancel, or you can divide them away like this, and you could say the acceleration is just F over m. But in the original problem, F over m was the original acceleration, which was 8 meters per second. So the acceleration is 8 meters per second squared. Now this one's a little harder to come up with in your head, but when you think about it, it makes sense. What we're basically saying is that, look at this situation. A certain amount of force interacts with a certain amount of mass, producing 8 meters per second squared acceleration. If we double the force, we know that we double the acceleration. If we double the mass, we know that we cut the acceleration in half. So if we do them both together, if we double the force, which by itself would make you have more acceleration, but at the same time you also double the mass, making it harder to move, then those two things kind of cancel and the acceleration stays the same. Because if you look at the equation, if I double the force and double the mass, then the 2's cancel and then the acceleration remains the same. And you could do the same kind of thing. If we said that, if we just made up our own numbers, 8 newtons acting on a 1 kilogram mass produced 8 divided by 1 is 8 meters per second squared. If we double both, then we'll have 16 on the top and 2 on the bottom. What is 16 divided by 2? It's 8. And that's exactly what we got here. So you can work with numbers in this kind of problem also. Let's go ahead and solve the last one. And this one's the trickiest one, I think, to figure out in your head. Force is doubled, and mass is halved. So this is a little tricky to come up with in our head, but what we do is we say, all right, we know that since F equals ma, the acceleration is whatever the force is divided by the mass. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the original force and we're going to double it and make it 2 times the original force. And the mass, we're going to halve it, which means 1/2 of the mass. Notice how I have this set up. 2 on the top and 1/2 on the bottom. So what I can do is I can make this a 2 on the top, the 1/2 on the bottom, multiplied by F over m. Make sure that you understand what I did there. I just broke them apart because multiplying the numerators, 2 times F is this, 1/2 times m is this. So I just broke it out like this. Now what happens when you divide fractions, right? You divide fractions, it becomes 2 over 1 on the numerator. You change it to multiplication, you flip the bottom one over, and you make it 2 over 1 because this gets flipped over and multiplied, and then you have F over m. So when you multiply this, you get 4 on the top and 1 on the bottom, which is just 4 times F over m. But what is F over m? This was my original acceleration, right? So A was 8 meters per second squared. And so what happens? 8 times 4 is 32. 32 meters per second squared. Let me just double check myself. 32 meters per second squared, that's right. Now, why is the acceleration so high in this case? It's because when I go back to my original little drawing, normally when I double the force, I double the acceleration. So that would already get me 16 meters per second, but at the same time, I cut the mass in half. And when you make something less massive, it has less inertia and it's easier to accelerate. So those two things go together. Doubling the force gives me a factor of 2 in my acceleration, and cutting the mass in half gives me another factor of 2 in acceleration. One factor of 2 times another factor of 2 means a factor of 4 increase on the acceleration. And so because of that, 4 times the original acceleration of 8 is 32 meters per second squared. So I'm not going to lie, when I used to solve these problems the first time, I didn't like it. What if you double the force? What if you double the mass? What if you double this, double that? It's so difficult because you don't really have all the numbers. And when you first start physics, you want to deal with numbers. So I did show you that you can work with numbers. I mean, even in this last one, we're saying that the force could be 8 and the mass could be 1. All right, and then you double the force, you get 16 on the top, and you have the mass. That's 1/2 now on the bottom, 0.5. So what's 16 divided by 1/2? Well, that's 32, and that's what you get. So you can work with numbers. Sometimes you have to make up your own numbers, but you can do it, or you can work more mathematically, which is what we're trying to do here. Replace the force with 2 times whatever the original force is. Replace the mass with 1/2 times the original mass. And then spread out and figure out what the coefficient is on the front. Works out to be 4, and this ratio is the original acceleration, and then you can solve any of these problems much easier. So, solve this, make sure you understand how to get the correct answer. Follow me on to the next lesson. We'll continue working problems with Newton's second law of motion. Learn anything at mathandscience.com.